Nike. Delta Airlines, the most non-stop flights from Europe to the USA. And Opel.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the Convention Center in Las Vegas in front of an audience here of 3,000 and a global audience estimated in something like several billions, getting ready for one of the most complicated draws ever to have taken place on the world stage of sport anywhere.
And the president of German
the introduction there by the MC for the evening as some of the dignitaries of FIFA come to the stage and the presentation of the cup from one continent and one nation to the other.
The German representative will pass the trophy to the FIFA president. Now, sir, if you will, please. Pass the World Cup to the USA.
The American lawyer, Alan Rothenbuehler, who's been working very hard for years to get the World Cup to the United States in the first place.
Dr. Havelange, and then another statement from Alan Rothenbuehler. Doctor?
Je félicite le président Rothenberg pour tous ses efforts et je réjouis des 4 semaines qui se dérouleront durant le mois de juin et juillet, nous présentant la Coupe US Cup 1994.
The rough translation for our English-speaking audiences. I congratulate Mr. Rothenberg for all his efforts. Look forward to 4 weeks of marvelous soccer, which we're going to experience during June and July of 1994. Mr. Rothenberg.
Thank you, Dr. Havelange. It is with great pride and humility that I accept this trophy, the most sought-after prize in the world of sports. These games will establish a legacy for United States soccer to flourish at every level of play, including a new professional league, Major League Soccer, that soon will rank with the finest in the world. The global community has set the highest standards for us to meet this summer. The United States proudly accepts the challenge.
Thank you, gentlemen, very, very much. Thank you.
Galaxy of stars present tonight, both on the stage, like Faye Dunaway, of course.
FIFA's Player of the Year award carries a special significance because it is voted by the coaches of the national associations. The very deserving nominees this year were Roberto Baggio, Dennis Bergkamp, and Romario. Now here's a look at the winner.
Roberto Baggio, one of the few players in soccer today who can seize total control of the game. His powerful right foot gives him the ability to make kicks, bend, and dip. The charismatic Baggio's exploits are detailed in almost soap opera-like fashion by the Italian media. This past May, he almost single-handedly led the Juventus team to a UEFA victory. Congratulations to Roberto Baggio, 1993 Player of the Year.
And hardly anybody would disagree with that.
Now joining Dr. Havelange to salute the 1993 Player of the Year, please welcome the 1992 Player of the Year, Marco van Basten.
Illustrious names and a player suffering serious injury at the moment, and people are beginning to wonder whether he'll ever play football again.
Le trophée de cette année sera reçu par Roberto Baggio, qui représente une nouvelle génération du football mondial, exactement comme Marco van Basten.
Roughly translated in English, this year's winner, Roberto Baggio, will receive both the Player of the Year trophy and the Adidas Energizer trophy. Like the man who stands next to me, he is truly a remarkable athlete. Marco?
Yeah, all through we have battled against each other. I respect Roberto's incredible skill as a playmaker and his talent for scoring exceptional goals. If I couldn't win the award again, I'm glad that he did it. Bravo, Roberto.
Well, he wins the ARCHIE very well from a fair distance.
We are about to go to Rome live via television satellite for our winner's acceptance speech. Standing by with a translator, we have the Italian television personality Gianni Mina. Mr. Mina.
Abbiamo Gianni Minà, a lei la linea.
Thank you Dick, grazie Dick. Roberto Baggio ha giocato e vinto anche oggi con la sua Juventus, è qui e noi lo faremo premiare da Miss Italia e da Enzo
Roberto Baggio, many people think that Roberto of Juventus, a one-man team. Without this man, either the Juventus team or the Italians could hardly function properly. Scorer of 6 World Cup qualifying goals.
Questa è una grande responsabilità per il mondiale, è pesante responsabilità.
A little ceremony emphasizing to the Americans the global nature of the appeal of the people's game, football.
Voglio solo ringraziare tutti quanti, perché per me è un grandissimo onore ricevere questi due importantissimi riconoscimenti. Adesso so che comincia il difficile, perché dovrò continuamente dimostrare che li ho meritati. Comunque ci metterò tutta la volontà e la passione che mi ha accompagnato in tutti questi anni. Grazie.
Right off the top of the head for Roberto, no ARCHIE for him.
E restituiamo la linea a Las Vegas.
Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. We appreciate your joining us. I'd like to thank our distinguished group in Italy and especially congratulate Roberto Baggio, Player of the Year. Congratulations. Faye?
Here's a look at 3 more venue communities for the World Cup '94, including a very special resident from my home state, Florida.
Hi, everybody. Mickey Mouse here to welcome you to a place most folks call Orlando, Florida. Now, I heard some of you might be dropping by next year, so I thought I'd show you around the town. The local transportation is out of this world. You know, there were so many swell things to do during the daytime that somebody had to invent the nighttime to fit it all in. Pretty smart, huh? Gotta go. Lots of big doings to plan and nice folks to meet. So long now. See ya real soon.
I'm George Papard, and I'd like to tell you about the many facets of my home city. Detroit is famous for being the motor capital of America. Detroit is known as the home of one of the most popular movements in the history of music. Detroit is nightlife, culture, architecture, but most of all, Detroit is a great city because of its people. I welcome you to Detroit, our golden city.
Hi, I'm Walter Payton. Welcome World Cup '94 to my city, Chicago. It is like no other town in the world. It's high class and it knows how to swing. The people of Chicago built a city on the lake and changed the course of a mighty river. I'm proud that World Cup soccer is coming to Chicago because it's always been a world-class city.
World Cup draw in the Convention Center in Las Vegas.
The all-important final draw. Here is the General Secretary of FIFA, Sepp Blatter.
And what a task this man has. He admitted to the world's press that he found it difficult to explain the draw to them. So what would it be like to explaining it to a global public?
Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Dunaway. It would be an honor to have you assist me in the draw. And I will just explain the procedures. Perhaps you take just your seat here. Okay.
And I think if you have a degree in mathematics and are a bit of a mystic, you might understand what's coming up.
This is one and all, and it will be difficult in this wonderful show to introduce this draw, but that's why we are here. So I have to repeat a little bit the competition regulations. They stipulate that the 24 teams taking part in the final competition shall be divided into 6 groups of 4 teams. The teams shall be split into groups in a public session, it's here, by means of seeding and a draw, that's what we are going to do, having regard to the geographical location of the countries involved. But there are principles to respect, and there are. No group may contain more than 1 team from the same continent, except for Europe, because with 13 teams, they will have 5 groups by 2 and 1 group by 1. So, this is all what the regulations are saying, and I'm going to proceed now to the draw, if you accept so.
Well, it's clear enough so far. The difficulties come in trying to separate the particular teams to any geographical location, which potentially is best for them in terms of the ethnic population.
48 operations of the draw, and I have at my disposal, let's speak first about the material, 4 pots with the blue balls containing the 24 teams. I have 6 pots with the yellow balls containing numbers 2 to 4 to indicate the position of the respective teams in each group. I have an electronic board. I have also a manual board if something would happen to the electronics. I have a number of celebrities who you and I will discover during the show and the draw. We have the witnesses here, or the guarantees that the draw will be done correctly. And finally, I have at disposal you all, the public today here, and millions of telespectators at the television. Thank you.
It might help if you think in terms of seeding, with the top seeds, United States as the host nation, Germany, Argentina, Italy, Brazil and Belgium. That's layer 1.
We will start with the first pot. But first of all, let me tell you, may I call you Faye?
Please.
Thank you. Let me tell you how honored, how pleased we are from the international football family to have such a wonderful glamour star of the movie as you are. Thank you very much.
I have to say that I lived for a decade in London, and my son's father, Terry O'Neill, and my son, Liam O'Neill, are passionate for this sport, as am I, so I'm very happy to be here.
That's wonderful. Okay, so then we will start with drawing the lots. Okay. And I just want to repeat that in pot 1, we have the so-called seeded teams, which are USA as the host, Germany. You will upload later when we take out the teams. Thank you. USA as the host, Germany as the defending champion, Argentina, Italy, Brazil, and Belgium. And we are going to draw them and put them on the first line. So you will start the operations, you mix a little bit, and then you give me a ball.
Well, this is the easiest part, of course. We all know who these nations are. We don't even know, even when they are drawn, exactly where they will play.
Let us see the first ball coming out. First name is Germany.
The
Germany's
holders of the World Cup.
And appearances in 5 of the last 7 finals is unmatched in World Cup play.
Does not seem to have many fans. Germany here, please.
And beaten, of course, recently by Argentina in a tournament in Florida for the first time since the World Cup.
You may whistle,
since
you
the
may
last one.
stampede, whatever, but participate,
in World
please.
Cup games.
The second team coming out is Brazil.
3-time champions, Brazil has played in every World Cup since its inception.
Brazil, not the nation they used to be, struggling, lost their first ever game to Bolivia, their first ever qualifying game.
Coming out is Argentina.
Argentina, of course, qualified only after a playoff.
The 1990 runner-up will be looking for their 3rd championship.
They had to go to Australia and play back in Buenos Aires. They just got through after being thrashed 5-0 by
Team
Colombia.
number 4, or coming out as fourth, is Belgium, La Belgique.
Belgium, in fact, have a very good World Cup record.
FIFA has qualified for the last 4 World Cups.
The next one is Italy, Italia.
This is Italy's 13th appearance, the second most in history.
But again, their current form not at all good.
The last one
Certainly far from impressive in their group games.
must be, and it is, United States of America.
The host nation team will be competing in their 5th World Cup.
Well, of course, we know that Group A, the United States, will be playing
the first spot, and we will not indicate until the end where these teams are going to play and in which group they will be allocated, A, B, C, D, E, or F. This will be done only at the end.
Follow
For
that.
the time being, Faye, I thank you very much. And would you enjoy if I offer you the official ball?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, I think what you just
I'd
had
like
Seb
to
Blatter
welcome
say is the fundamental weakness of this draw, because nobody
Thank you,
yet
Seb, very
knows
much.
how
This
they're going
next
to
song is
conclude
dedicated to
where
the
these
24
teams are going to
who will be
play.
crisscrossing the USA this summer for the World Cup tournament, and to sing it, an authentic country music legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Willie Nelson.
Who are going to help in the procedure for the drawing of the different other levels, the different seeding levels that we've got. We've had the
From
first
the
pool, of
USA,
course. Let me repeat: the USA, Germany, Argentina, Germany unbeaten in 1993, Italy, Brazil, and Belgium.
From Cameroon, Roger Millet.
And now for each of the remaining groups, these very illustrious footballers, both past and present, and this is still a present man, even at the age of 38. Great figure of Bobby Charlton, whose club, of course, Manchester United, riding the crest of the wave at the moment. And, of course, famous for that 1966 final. Hardly looks to have aged at all.
Marco van Basten.
And this, let me warn you, is where the complications start.
Please welcome the heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield.
Evander, welcome. It is a pleasure, honor for us to have such a wonderful champion with us.
Thank you.
So you will help me with the draw?
Yes.
And you know our game?
Yeah, I know the game.
You know the game, okay. So,
Well, game is, I think, perhaps an
Ladies and
appropriate
gentlemen,
word,
we are
because
now
I'm going to let Seb Blatter
in
try to
pot
explain
number
this
2.
to you.
and the pot number 2 contains the teams of Cameroon, Morocco, and Nigeria from Africa, Bolivia and Colombia from South America, and Mexico from North America. In order to maintain the principles, it is obvious that Bolivia cannot go to Brazil or Argentina, nor can Colombia do the same, and Mexico cannot go to the USA. So please understand, if we have to do a line which could appear to not be logic, but it is. So let us start with the first ball.
Follow it so far? Well, I think we do. I can understand that stipulation, not playing two nations from the same confederation. But believe you me, this is simple to what will now happen after this.
The first team coming out here is Cameroon. And Cameroon has to close the gap with Brazil. So Cameroon has to go to the group with Brazil. This is the orange ball, and it is Tony Meola which will indicate to us in which line they will play.
In other words, first, second, or
Tony,
third
you are
level.
used to have the balls right up there. Thank you. So Cameroon will play with number 3 in the group of Brazil.
They are now
Cameroon
considered
is back after
Team 3 in
capturing
that group.
the imagination of the entire world in Italia 90.
Well, they did well in the Italia 90, but the form has slumped since. They failed to qualify for next spring's African Nations Cup in Tunisia. Yeah, it doesn't take much bother to lift that.
I have to say. The next team coming out is Colombia.
Oh, one of the best,
Colombia cannot
most
close
attractive football teams in the world at the moment.
To Brazil or Argentina, but they have to close the back to the United States, and they have to go to the group with the United States. And with the blue pot, you tell me on which position.
And that is just, I think, logical. One has to accept that. They cannot play in the same section as Brazil.
Colombia will play with number 3 in the group of USA.
All that does is give them a number for that particular group.
Colombia went undefeated in the qualifying rounds.
And they will, in fact, play, we can work it out, they will play the USA in Los Angeles on Wednesday, June the 22nd.
Thank you. The next one is Bolivia. So Bolivia has to start the line. They cannot go to Argentina. This is closed. So Bolivia is going to the group with Germany. It is the green pot. And Eusebio, please give me one of the balls.
Well, they reached the finals in both 1930 and 1950, Bolivia.
Of 1966 here with us.
Yeah, we remember him. Crowd recognizing that.
The Bolivia is going to the group with Germany with number 2.
That
means that
the opening
match of the World Cup 1994, the 17th June in Chicago, will be Germany versus Bolivia.
Bolivia returns to World Cup play after a 44-year absence.
Well, I don't think the Germans will be too worried about that.
The next team coming out is Nigeria. I have closed now all the gaps, but Argentina and Nigeria has to go automatically to the group of Argentina, which is the white group, and where Roger Mila from Cameroon, the big star of the 1990 World Cup in Italy, Roger Mila. Okay.
And again, of course, Mexico in that group, they couldn't play. In that particular one just mentioned.
And number 3 in the group of Argentina.
Nigeria emerged on the international soccer scene in 1960, and this is their first World Cup appearance.
The next team coming out is Morocco. And Morocco will play with the same group than Belgium, and it is our Bobby Charlton who will give me the ball to indicate the number they will have in the group. Thank you. Bobby Charlton, the leader of the world champion 1966 in England. Morocco plays with number 2.
Well, that would mean they would
Making
play.
their third appearance, Morocco was the first African nation to play in the World Cup.
If we work this out properly, they would play in Boston on Tuesday, June the 22nd. These two teams just mentioned.
Thank you. The last team in is Mexico. And obviously Mexico has to go to the group with Italy. That's the only one left. Michel Platini, the great man of the international soccer scene, world best players 3 times. Thank you. Mexico is in the Italian group with number 4.
Mexico became the first team to earn the right to play in the '94 World Cup through the qualifying rounds.
When I've been saying we're trying to work out where these teams will play, that's given the previous
So this completes
venues,
the second pot.
the lists of the groups, the different groups,
many thanks,
and the logic that you follow for that. But of course, FIFA are telling us it's not going to work logically, so it may change.
Competition. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
In other words, you'll notice they haven't mentioned any cities or venues just quite yet.
I think it's not necessary to present Franz Beckenbauer to you, to the audience of international football, and especially I don't need to explain what his duties are here. But anyway, welcome to the big Kaiser of the German football. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're moving on to Pool 3 now. It's Spain, Russia, Republic of Ireland, Romania, Holland and Bulgaria.
The pot number 3 is composed by the following groups. Spain, the teams, Spain, Russia, Ireland Republic, Romania, the Netherlands, and Bulgaria. And the draw this time is easy. It goes from left to right or from right to left, depending how you look at the board. So please, it's that.
Well, there we are, the Group 1, and this, the first team there will simply go into Germany's group.
So as this
It's
is going
where
to the
they
group
play
of Germany,
is going to be
this
the
team is
mystery.
going into the group of Germany, and this is Spain. Spain is playing in the group of Germany, and Eusebio will tell me which number Spain will get in that group.
Well, they qualified after an amazing 10-man fight against Denmark in the last game after the goalkeeper Zubizarreta had been
Spain
sent off.
with number 3 in the group of Germany.
This marks Spain's 5th straight World Cup and their 9th overall.
And the very best performance they could put in was being 4th in 1950.
Just to avoid any problems, that the balls are always visible.
They are very worried about sleight of hand. There's a lot of cynicism and skepticism surrounding this draw.
Russia. And Russia is going to the orange group. Tony Meola.
Either 2 or 4.
Thank you.
It is crucially
Tony Meola,
important.
One of the integrated figures of the US soccer. He didn't play yesterday. He's a big goalkeeper. So give him a hand to Tony Meola, please.
The crucial thing is where they play. I know the Irish watching this program will be very keen to get up to the
Russia
Boston
plays
area.
with number 2.
Russian soccer returns to the world arena after years of being part of the Soviet Union.
Well, unfortunate to lose in Greece. Best performance, I suppose, as the Soviet Union was 4th in 1966.
Is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is playing in the group with Argentina. This is the white pot.
And they had one of the most dramatic qualifications of all, scoring seconds from the end in the Parc des Princes in Paris.
Thank you. Merci
to beat
beaucoup.
France. Kostadinov, the
Bulgaria
scorer.
in the Argentinian group with number 4.
Bulgaria qualified by defeating France 2-1 in Paris, a major upset.
But only for France and not for Bulgaria. The next team coming out are the Netherlands. And the Netherlands will play in the group
Oh, look
with
at that. Belgium and Holland.
And Bobby Charlton, please.
What you
give
might
me the
almost
number.
describe as a local derby. They have never played together ever in the World Finals themselves, although they've been there frequently. Oops.
With number 3. The Netherlands with number 3 in the group with Belgium.
So they'll be
Playing
meeting
their
each
6th
other.
World Cup, the Netherlands have been runners-up twice.
So Belgium and Holland will be playing each other for the first time ever in the final stage.
See it again. They haven't seen the people there. Okay.
I think that betrays a kind of nervousness about the way this draw has been prepared and constituted.
The next team coming out is the Republic of Ireland.
Obviously, some of the supporters in the hall,
Playing
fairly
in the group
vocal.
of Italy.
And they go to play Italy already.
Still
Mexico there. Well, well, well. That is not Jackie Charlton. He's
Ireland Republic
in Dublin watching this program.
Two in the group with Italy.
The Republic of Ireland made it to the Final Eight in 1990, their first World Cup appearance.
So Italy and the Republic of Ireland.
And the last one. No mix again.
And Mexico.
Thank you. Yes. The last one of this pot is Romania. Romania playing with the group USA. Marco van Basten, best player in 1992. One of the balls, please.
And they have one of the great players, Georgi Hagi, who's a superb player, generalissimo of the team. Or Hagi, as I should say.
For Romania in the group with USA. So Romania number 4 in the group USA.
Making their 6th appearance, Romania was one of only 4 European teams to play in the first World Cup. Please welcome winner of the Golden Globe, Ace and Emmy Awards actor Beau Bridges.
I think I should explain what I said, that you can't have two nations playing from the same confederation. Europe is the exception to that. Europe is accepted. It's all the other confederations that have to comply to that regulation.
One of the all-time greats of auto racing.
And quite simply because of the number of European nations involved.
International supermodel and actress Carol Alt.
Well, the third level is to come up. Spain, I beg your pardon, Pool 4 is South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Greece, Norway, and Switzerland. At South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Greece, Norway, and Switzerland.
And U.S. Olympic gold medal winner for gymnastics, Mary Lou Retton.
So somebody is going to have a very difficult group indeed if the likes of Norway and Sweden
and now
get in.
joining Sepp Blatter, please welcome actor, comedian, and the star of Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams.
Well, I would imagine anything could happen when he's on the stage.
So nice to meet you after feeling you for so many years. Nice to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're full, I guess. Good, all right. Oh, look, the world's largest keno board. Now it is time to pull the blue balls?
Yes, that's it. Alles klar?
Alles klar?
Alles klar.
Spasiba большое. Okay.
Stop, not yet, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
not yet.
hold on.
It is not yet time for Aladdin.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Hold on one moment then. We
Okay.
wait. We just have to get ready. All right.
I'll tell you what, thank heavens for Robin Williams.
Not yet. You
Not
go.
yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the draw, but it's very important. We are happy to have you. Robin, that's wonderful. Or shall I say, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Blatter. Funny, I met you just in the men's room a minute ago. Here we go.
Can we go?
Are we ready?
I'm ready, but not
Okay.
yet.
When I put my... Oh,
Stop.
okay.
Stop. We have in this pot 4.
Okay.
You must also give me a small time. One chance.
Okay, please.
One chance. Thank you. Thank you. He gives me a chance. Korea Republic, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Greece, Norway, and Switzerland are in pot number 4. And we have to take into consideration the principle that we must have 2 European teams in each group, and we must have in one group 3 Europeans. So we will start with the draw. Please.
All right.
Take one out.
If you'll turn your head to the side and cough.
Well, I suppose football purists might not like the World Cup to be mocked thus, but I must say I'm enjoying this. Draws tend to be very pompous. Certainly not when that man's around.
The first team drawn is Korea Republic, and Korea Republic goes to the group with Germany. There are already 2 teams therein. So, I will ask now, Bo Bridges, big star, please bring me the ball. It's just a control. Big hand for Bo Bridges. Thank you very much.
I'm sure Bo had to rehearse
Korea
that move a
Republic
lot.
has to play with number 4. We have it here, number 4 in group of Germany.
1994 will be the Republic of Korea's 4th trip to the World Cup, including the last 3.
Well, they had a 3-0 win over the bitter rivals North Korea.
All right. Mr. Bladder!
The
This
next
might
team
yet get
coming
out of
out
hand.
is the team of Sweden. Yes, here.
Drew
also.
3 of the last 4
The team
qualifying
of
games.
Sweden. And Sweden has to go to the group with Brazil to close this gap with 2 teams of Europe. And I will ask Michel to bring me the ball, please. Michel, the big champion of 1991 World Cup, Women's World Cup. Thank you.
Well, I think we can say of the first group,
Sweden
Germany,
with number
Bolivia,
4.
Spain and Korea.
Sweden was the proud host of the 1958 World Cup. This is their 9th World Cup appearance.
And in previous World Cup draws, we've always had the names of the venues and the dates of the games, but that is to come at the end.
Pantyhose.
The next one coming out is the team of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has to go in the group with Belgium because I need 1 more European in the group with Argentina, according to the principles.
Got
so
that?
Belgium, this is Mrs. Old. No, Mrs. Old. You? Yes?
I wonder if you're not
So
beginning
much
to conclude
elegance
that
and charm
there ought to be
tonight
something
with us.
much easier
Thank you
than
very
this.
much. And Saudi Arabia plays with 4.
After defeating Iran 4-3, this will be Saudi Arabia's first World Cup.
So they grow in the Belgian group.
Bingo.
This European team is Greece, Hellas, and they go in the group with Argentina. I have to fill the gap with the Europeans. So Mario Andretti, please.
You might just detect a little buzz of bemusement around the hole.
Who did not know Mario Andretti? Thank you very much, Mario.
I think Robin Williams has flustered the usually immaculate Secretary
Obviously,
General.
Greece has to play with number 2.
With a qualifying record of 6 wins, no losses, and 2 draws, this is Greece's first World Cup appearance.
The next team coming out is Norway. And Norway will go to play in the group with Italy. This will be the group of the 3 Europeans. And I ask Peter Max.
Well, that's very difficult for the Republic of Ireland, Italy, Republic of Ireland,
and official
Norway
artist
and
of the
Mexico.
World Cup, to be with us. This is yours.
That, of course, means that Mexico will have a big support as well.
Norway is playing with number 3.
1994 marks Norway's 2nd trip to the tournament, their first since 1938.
And you will not believe that the last one is the country where FIFA has its headquarters.
Switzerland.
Must be. The last team coming out here is Switzerland. But Switzerland is not only a country of football, Switzerland is also a country of Hollywood glamour, because we have in Switzerland a 5 times Oscar Award winner, Arthur Cohn. He's with us tonight. So Switzerland, obviously, Mrs. Retten, you are the last one. Olympic champion in gymnastics, Marie-Lou Retten. Switzerland plays with number 2. In the
home of
with
FIFA
USA.
headquarters, Switzerland is making its 7th trip to the tournament.
And that's
okay,
a complete.
This will complete the draw. I'll be back in 1 minute just to offer you this ball, this official ball.
Official ball.
And thank you very much for your help.
It's been a pleasure being with you, Mr. Blatter.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we want to look at the scoreboard now and try and work out where these games might be played.
Participating such a group of celebrities with me. Thank you very much. I'm just going to repeat now. A big hand to the celebrities, please. Not for me. I just repeat the groupings in order that we know exactly what we have done. One group, Germany, Bolivia, Spain, Korea Republic. Another group with Brazil, Russia, Cameroon, and Sweden. A third group with Argentina, Greece, Nigeria, and Bulgaria. The next group with Belgium, Morocco, the Netherlands, and Saudi Arabia. Italy, Ireland Republic, Norway, and Mexico. USA, Switzerland, Colombia, and Romania. And before we are concluding here, the chairman of the organizing committee and the chairman of the US soccer, they will afterwards designate where these teams are going to play. But for me, my work is done. Thank you very much.
Back in a moment.
Of FIFA, Guillermo Cañedo, and the chairman and CEO of World Cup USA 1994, Alan Rothenberg. Gentlemen.
Well, Alan Rothenberg was there when Sepp Blatter pointed out that it was very difficult to explain to so-called experts how they made this draw. What's it going to be like to the public? Well, I hope you've assimilated some of it. In the past, you were able to work out exactly and indeed anticipate
We're about to reveal the final
dates
phase
and the
of the
venues.
1994 draw. I give the honor of that announcement to Alan Rothenberg.
But of course, it's entirely different now.
The draw is now complete, and it lines up like this. Group A, consisting of the United States, Switzerland, Colombia, and Romania, will play in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit. Group B, consisting of Brazil, Russia, Cameroon, and Sweden, will play in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit. Group C, consisting of Germany, Bolivia, Spain, and the Korean Republic, will play in Chicago, Boston, and Dallas. Group D, consisting of Argentina, Greece, Nigeria, and Bulgaria, will play in Boston, Chicago,
Oh, that's a
and Dallas.
disappointment to the Irish.
Group E, consisting of Italy, Irish Republic, Norway, and Mexico, will play in New York, New Jersey, Orlando, and Washington,
Well,
D.C.
near enough.
Finally, Group F, consisting of Belgium, Morocco, the Netherlands, and Saudi Arabia, will play in Orlando, New York, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C. The final draw is now a part of history, but there is much more history still to be made. We salute the heroic spirit of all the athletes who will compete on the field of honor. And to all of you who will attend the games in person and on television, we say with great excitement and anticipation, welcome to the World Cup, welcome to the United States of America. And now, once again, Dick Clark and Faye Dunaway.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Faye, it's been a great pleasure to spend part of the night with you. very memorable evening.
Indeed,
We went off on time, I think.
I know, it seems great.
It's time to say goodnight. We'd like to thank all of our wonderful guests for helping us to be a part of history.
And our congratulations to Sepp Blatter for his expert conducting of our draw.
Did a beautiful job. It's a
He
tough
did,
job.
yeah, really.
You know, it's hard to imagine that the originators of this competition back in 1930 could have envisioned the worldwide event it has become.
Remember, World Cup action begins in Chicago on June 17th.
Good luck to all the teams. The United States is proud to be your host. Thank you so very much for watching.
So there we are. That's the draw made, one of the most complicated draws in the history of sport. You might say manipulated by FIFA to get exactly the right kind of ethnic attraction in particular areas of the United States of America that will draw big crowds. Well, the games in any case are potentially sold out. And we've now confirmed that the Republic of Ireland will be playing the games, perhaps not in the first choice round Boston, but near enough in New York and Washington. End of an extravaganza that I think signifies how difficult it is to marry the culture of the great European, Asian, African and South American game to the American culture. In a recent poll, only 13% realized there was a World Cup. A poll taken in the United States itself. Germany would remain favourites given the draw that has taken place. And I would imagine that section with Belgium and Holland in it playing for the first ever time against each other will produce at least some drama, if nothing else. Morocco and Saudi Arabia, which of these teams from the weaker groupings, the Pool 4, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Greece, Norway and Switzerland will cause any surprises? It's very difficult to say. A strong, ferociously strong group that the Republic have got themselves into, with Italy, the Republic, Norway, the three European teams, with Mexico. And one would fancy Mexico, given the climatic conditions of North America at that time of the year, which I think will favor the Mexicans. And the Mexicans, remember, got to the final of the Copa America, played some marvelous football, and very unfortunately, for those of us who like that kind of football to be played, were beaten in the final by Argentina. There's the start of the show in many ways. Didn't take things too seriously, but as I said, perhaps a little bit too much pomp and circumstance. We're welcome for that. The other section, Brazil, Russia, Cameroon and Sweden. I would imagine that Brazil will go through there. Argentina, Greece, Nigeria, Bulgaria, strong one. But I think the two most interesting ones is that section with Italy, the Republic, Norway and Mexico. And that clash of the lowlands of Europe, Belgium and Holland, along with Morocco and Saudi Arabia. So that's the World Cup. They've done it, Las Vegas. Perhaps it would have been easier if they'd fed everything into a fruit machine and then pulled the handle. I think we perhaps would have believed that more than what we have just seen. The World Cup is underway. And very shortly, perhaps sooner than perhaps we can anticipate, the opening game.